Have you ever heard of Elara Starlight? A name that kindles wonder and inspiration in the hearts of all who hear her tale. Elara hails from the celestial city of Astoria, a gleaming metropolis said to float high above the clouds at the edge of the mortal realm. The Astorians are a race of angelic beings known for their unearthly beauty, wisdom, and martial prowess. From a young age, Elara stood out among her peers. She moved with a grace and agility that seemed to defy gravity itself, and her radiance lit up any room she entered. But it was her compassion and sense of justice that truly set her apart. When a great evil threatened the mortal world below, Elara felt compelled to intervene. Despite the protests of her elders, who believed in strict non-interference, she ventured forth from Astoria to lend her strength to the innocent. Armed with a magnificent spear, forged from starlight itself, Elara descended to Titania and began her journey as a champion of the downtrodden. Her arrival was like a shooting star streaking across the night sky, a sign of hope amidst the gathering darkness. From the rolling plains of the Midlands to the misty forests of the Fey realm, Elara traveled far and wide, righting wrongs and defending the weak wherever she went. Her beauty and valor soon became the stuff of legend, inspiring bards and poets across the land. But Elara's path has not been an easy one. In choosing to follow her heart and protect the mortal realm, she has had to grapple with the weight of her own celestial heritage and the expectations placed upon her. Despite her celestial strength, Elara grappled with the expectations of her heritage and the mortal world she protected. During the Shadow Knight's rise in Titania, she tirelessly wielded her celestial powers to counter the encroaching darkness, offering healing and hope. Despite her efforts, the evil tide persisted, weighing heavily on her. Summoned to Astoria's High Council, they demanded judgment for her intervention in mortal affairs. Torn between duty and commitment, Elara faced a difficult choice. Choosing to stay in Titania, she declared her place among the mortals, an act marking her true nature as a champion of justice. Yet, it cost her estrangement from her celestial kin. Elara embraced her lonely path, finding solace in mortal bonds and the knowledge of living true to herself, showcasing her dedication to banish Titania's darkness, a testament to enduring hope and inspiration in adversity. During her travels, Elara encountered the renowned Blackwell the Ranger. Both were pursuing the elusive Duskwalker, a shapeshifter terrorizing a village near the Whispering Woods. Blackwell, confident in his tracking skills, intended to handle the threat alone. However, as he neared the creature's lair, he met Elara, hot on the same trail. Initially skeptical of Elara's abilities, Blackwell questioned her suitability for the wilderness. He suggested she return to the courts of Astoria, deeming the hunt more fitting for him. Undeterred, Elara proposed a wager. Whoever captured the Duskwalker first would be the superior hunter. Intrigued by the challenge, Blackwell accepted. The race commenced, both using their skills to outmaneuver the other and corner the elusive prey. Elara and Blackwell pursued the Duskwalker through the village, initially together before splitting up to cover more ground. Elara, utilizing her celestial perception, detected the creature near a shop, hidden in plain sight. Employing her powers, she ensnared it in a net woven from starlight strands, astonishing Blackwell. Rather than insisting on its demise, Blackwell allowed Elara to turn the Duskwalker over to the authorities. Together, they transported the creature to the nearest garrison, recognizing the need for more secure confinement than the village offered. During the journey, the two shared tales of past exploits, fostering a growing camaraderie. Upon delivering the Duskwalker to the garrison, they agreed to collaborate in the future, the bond that they had formed hinting at something that could become deeper. As a celestial warrior, Elara is naturally opposed to the dark machinations of the Shadow Knights, who seek to spread corruption and despair throughout Titania. She has made it her mission to thwart their schemes wherever she finds them, and her battles against these malevolent forces have become some of her most celebrated exploits. One particularly harrowing tale speaks of Elara's confrontation with a powerful Shadow Knight known as Malachi the Dread. Malachi had been terrorizing a small village, draining the life force from innocent people to fuel his dark rituals. When Elara arrived on the scene, she found the villagers in a state of utter despair, their hope all but extinguished by Malachi's cruelty. But the celestial warrior was not about to let this injustice stand. With her starlight spear in hand, Elara challenged Malachi to single combat, her radiant presence a beacon of hope for the beleaguered villagers. The battle that ensued was epic in scale, with Elara's celestial might clashing against Malachi's shadow magic. Their battle lasted for several hours as the two threw themselves against each other. At times, it seemed that Malachi had gained the upper hand, only for Elara to prove otherwise. Summoning all of her celestial strength and power, she struck Malachi with a final, devastating blow from her spear, vanquishing Malachi, banishing his darkness from the land, and freeing the villagers from his grasp. The people of the village rejoiced, hailing her as their hero. A statue stands in the town square now as a tribute to Elara and her strength. Another tale of her heroic deeds begins in the bustling port city of Saltspire, where a mysterious plague had begun to spread among the populace. The disease caused its victims to fall into a deep, unnatural slumber from which they could not be awakened. As panic gripped the city, Elara arrived on the scene, determined to uncover the source of the malady and put an end to it. Using her celestial powers of perception, she soon discovered that the plague was not a natural occurrence, but rather the work of a powerful necromancer known as Lilith the Undying. Lilith, it seemed, had been using the sleeping victims as vessels for her dark experiments, seeking to create an army of undead thralls that would do her bidding. Or so the people of the city told her. Elara knew that she had to act quickly to stop this vile plan from coming to fruition. Tracking Lilith to the catacombs, Elara, ready for a confrontation, was surprised to discover not a monstrous villain, but a tragic figure consumed by grief and despair. In a heartfelt exchange, Elara learned of Lilith's past as a renowned healer who had lost her husband to a devastating illness. Overwhelmed by sorrow, Lilith had turned to dark magic in a desperate attempt to resurrect him. Rather than resorting to violence, Elara appealed to Lilith's humanity, reminding her of the healer she once was and the good she had accomplished. Her words penetrated the darkness surrounding Lilith's heart. Filled with remorse, Lilith agreed to release her hold on the victims and abandon her path of darkness. Through understanding and compassion, Elara healed the people of Saltspire and guided Lilith toward redemption. If you have enjoyed this tale, consider subscribing and share it with others, and please leave a comment. I adore a chance to speak with those that enjoy my tales. With that, I bid you safe travels.